First half here in Denver, and Miami leads it as we're about to begin the third quarter, 21-17. Miami has run the football, 90 on the ground. Tannehill sharp, 212 total yards on each side. And Miami will be kicking here shortly to the Broncos to get the third quarter started. But Phil, it was 21-10, and the Broncos had that 3rd and 20, and they went after a corner. One of the matchup issues they had coming into this game. Cortland Finnegan out, Jamar Taylor starting. Taylor beaten by Sanders for a 35-yard reception that set up the touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas with just 12 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So another drive will start from the 20, and that is just really the one play right there that changes the whole tenor of this game at halftime.
I think it's the story of the first half. The fact that the Dolphins, their offense was spectacular. I expected this game to be a defensive struggle at times, but giving up that 3rd and 20, Peyton Manning taking advantage of it. And look, you always have to face adversity in this game. Well, the Dolphins got to find a way to slow this Denver offense down now.
Touchdown drives, the last 2 drives for Denver. This one starts out with an Anderson run for 4, and we go right down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, Jim. I had a chance to speak with John Fox coming out of the locker room, and he mentioned that drive and the confidence and the momentum it gives his team going into this half with them getting the ball back. He said they need to tighten some stuff up on defense, especially when it comes to Ryan Tannehill, and just try and get more pressure on him, guys.
All right, let's see if they can take advantage of deferring after winning the toss and kicking to start the game to Miami. Miami driving it right down the field to begin things with a touchdown. 2nd and 6. And much like the way the Broncos started this game by handing it off to Anderson a few times, he gets the first 2 handles of the second half, and they're going to have a 3rd and 3 on the way.
I think the thing that was surprising in the first half, we have so many good pass rushers on both sides of the ball here. Both defenses can get to the quarterback. Neither quarterback was sacked, and Peyton Manning under a little pressure early, but his offensive line got in the groove and just gave him a great pocket. And when you do that with him, he's going to be extremely accurate with the football, which he was.
Broncos have converted the last 5 times on 3rd down. Here's the 3rd and 3, make it 6. It's Welker tiptoeing past the 40. And a new set of downs for the Broncos.
Always when it's 3rd and 5 or less, you have to be alert for Wes Welker. And this is one thing Peyton Manning, this offense, has been doing a lot of lately. Oh, he's out right there. Good mark.
Boy, I'm not sure with his toes, the back of his foot was out of bounds. They go ahead and mark it back at the 32.
Well, let's put it this way. John Fox is not going to challenge this one because it's the second half. And those timeouts, you cannot risk losing one of those.
It's about a 9-yard differential. And Anderson's going to get it anyway. Runs it out there for 12 into the arms of Jones.
This is the best they've run the football in this formation. 2 tight ends. The double team on the right side is what really works. Will Montgomery, Manny Ramirez, that double team allows the running back, that time Anderson, to pick up good yards.
We talked about Lynch giving him some advice. Marshawn Lynch, he told Anderson, make people feel your story. Feel your story. That you weren't drafted. They didn't believe in you.
So you want to interpret it just,
be angry.
Yeah, be angry. That's a good word.
That's good. Angrily gets 5. And he was, of course, quick to tell us that there were 22 running backs that were drafted in my draft class.
Yeah, there was. He wants
completely aware of everyone taken.
Well, he came, and to make a football team in that situation here with the Broncos loaded with talent, he did it by knowing what to do on all assignments, could answer any question Peyton Manning asked or the offensive coordinator, Adam Gase. That'll curry your favor in this league when you know what to do.
2nd and 5, and it's Thompson this time. Look at Thompson running hard. Another good find for this Bronco personnel department. Von Miller is on oxygen on the sideline, and they haven't even been out for a snap here. The defense
getting geared up. You know, I never got the chance to ever do that. It must be good. You ever done that?
I can't say that I have.
Well, you got to stop talking to get some air.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That was some setup, man.
No,
I should have seen that one coming.
It came to me.
3rd and 1. And there's Thompson Anderson galloping for the first down to about the 28. Running behind Montgomery. Or make that Ramirez.
Ramirez, 66, pulls around, they block down, they kick out. That was really well done. This offensive line today kind of getting back to being, you get an offensive line, you can't always pass block. You got to get some run block going to give you personality, give you toughness, and be aggressive.
110 yards on the ground between those two backs. And they are just pounding the Dolphins defense here on the ground to start this third quarter. That's another 3 yards. Anderson that time.
We heard it all week long. Oh, you can't throw it 50 sometimes and run it. What did they run it last week? 9?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they had a kneel down in there too.
Yeah. So, look, I agree with what they decided to try to do today, and they're doing it well.
Saw the balance on the play selection. 2nd and 7.
It stops blitzing when you run the football as well as they're doing it so far here today.
That was Earl Mitchell jumping across the down lineman for the Dolphins.
Encroachment. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The defense, in the words of Kevin Coyle, the defensive coordinator, has gone against murderer's row of quarterbacks. There goes Mitchell, the former Texan. That's the 3rd Miami penalty. All of the penalties on the Dolphins, all 3 of them have come on the defensive side.
Peyton Manning, one of the best, using that voice inflection, drawing people off sides.
The defense has already faced Brady and Rodgers and Rivers and Stafford. 2nd and 2. There's a quick cut for the first down by Anderson. He's rolling around like maybe he was shaken up a little bit, but this is what Miami's done against a lot of these top quarterbacks. They won week 1 against Brady. They lost with just a second to go against Rodgers, Rivers, and Stafford. They should have won the game at Detroit, and Stafford throwing a touchdown again with just seconds to go.
The bottom line, they've sacked, it's 13 sacks against the Big 4. No sacks against Peyton Manning here today.
Yeah, not one. 1st and 10. They toss it inside. And that's Anderson for 5 more.
Good little misdirection. Everybody's trying that in the NFL now.
We've got a shaken up lineman. It's Franklin for the Broncos, and actually springs to his feet. He's going to step off for a second. But they made this point, Coyle did, the coordinator of that defense for Miami, about, hey guys, I know you could get hung up and, hey, we're going to Denver. We're going to have to play Peyton Manning. You guys have faced upper echelon quarterbacks, and you've done well.
That's right. That's what, hey, don't get intimidated before the game starts. And, hey, we know, Jim, this Miami Dolphins team, they are confident. This offense has got them reeling a little bit here right now.
Ben Garland comes in at guard for Franklin, and falling within a yard of the first is Anderson.
The one thing you notice about Anderson and Thompson running this football today, which you gotta love, every time they get tackled, what are they doing? They're falling forward. It's a big difference, 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 3. So now, everything is at the Broncos' disposal. They could run the football. If they don't get it, they can try to get on 4th down.
Again, they've been superb on 3rd down. They've got 3rd and 1 with Franklin returning at left guard after sitting out a play. Peyton looking for another option, and he's going to cut his losses. There's the first sack of the game for the Miami defense. Jenkins was barreling down on him.
Here's what happens to them. They're trying to pick for Welker and watch the defense come up and take advantage of it right away. Ooh, it was clean right away. I'm surprised. That could have been a penalty. I thought he looked out there. I thought they came up and had the coverage. That's why Peyton Manning didn't throw it.
The sack. Sacrifice is 8 yards. It's a 33-yard field goal attempt, and McManus hits the upright, no good. This is becoming a problem here in Denver. There is no confidence in the kicker. They've had a couple of chances where they passed up field goal tries. And this one from only 33 out, no good. Well, that was a 7-minute drive almost, and it produces no points for the Broncos after the missed field goal by Brandon McManus from 33 yards out. Here's the throw for no gain. Williams stopped right at the line. So here's McManus's kick. And with the miss, he's now missed 4 of his last 8 attempts. And look at the reaction from the sideline. Look at Thomas in the background slamming a helmet down.
Well, it was hard work getting down the field and not get anything out of it. It's a big emotional letdown.
2nd and 11. And they'll face 3rd and 8 after Miller picks up a couple. With NFL Mobile, stream live local Sunday afternoon, primetime games and NFL Red Zone right on your smartphone. Learn more at NFL.com/mobile.
You know, Jim, too, when you think of that field goal, I think players, just like us and like fans, they always, it's like an automatic. You just expect the field goal kickers to make it no matter what the distance. Big down for this Broncos defense. They haven't got to the quarterback. Looks like they're not going to blitz this down either. Going to let your front 4 and pass rushers do the work.
Slings it across the middle, and Sims has the catch. And let's see if they come across where they're going to spot it. They're going to have it for the first down.
Looked like he got it. That was a quick decision, and Tannehill trusted his eyes and said, I'm going to just rip it in there. And he's done a couple of these today. Sims right over the middle of the ball, anticipates. Boy, a couple really tough, nice catches by Deion Sims.
Yeah, that really was. T.J. Ward was right there. And very nearly got a hand in there. He's frustrated that he failed to. Miller is going to be taken down behind the line by Brandon Marshall. And a loss of 2.
Jack Del Rio's had enough. He comes to the blitz on the outside. You're going to see Chris Harris from the left. Defense slanting down inside, nowhere to go, and Brandon Marshall plays well every single week.
There's Del Rio. Let's see what he dials up here on 2nd and 12. Facing a quarterback, Tannehill, who's completed his last 11 throws. That's near side, and it's pulled down. Nice piece of running, too, by Gibson. And he's going to have a first down.
Well, they got great faith in these wide receivers outside. Here comes the blitz. Watch Miller couldn't draw quick enough. He gets the protection. And Ryan Tannehill, again, when you know there's a blitz, there's nobody going to be outside. Boy, to help the defender. And Gibson, that was a pretty good slap, wasn't it?
And you see Talib right there watching from the sideline with his helmet off. That was Omar Bolden defending. And hamstring keeping him out of action as Tannehill is taken down for the first time. It's Terrence Knighton.
The initial coverage down the field gives him extra time. Terrence Knighton just keeps working. And Malik Jackson, 97, makes him go left. And Terrence Knighton gets the tackle.
And it's a sack that sets them back 12 yards.
First sack of the game by either team.
Second and 22, knocked out, incomplete. Incomplete. That was Roby in on the play. Gibson the target.
Yeah, Jim, it's the second sack. Peyton Manning, I forgot, he got the sack at the end of the last drive. But Roby read it, left his man, came up, made the hit to get the football loose. Bradley Roby now moved to the outside instead of inside. And when you have that guy on the sideline, that's always going to hurt your pass defense.
Roby, their first-round pick out of Ohio State. 3rd and 22. Again, they're coming after him. Pass away to Landry. And he's got only a gain of 3 as Harris was not going to be faked out with the juke. So Miami will be punting with inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
Well, the defense got the sack because of good coverage. You could feel the energy in the stadium just lift right after that sack, and Broncos defense took advantage of it.
Fields, just his second punt of the game. He's got a big leg. That travels 52 yards. It's Burse. He's going to get back a couple. Ball comes out at the end. The ball is out at the end. I believe John Denny's on the bottom of it. The long snapper. And it's a Miami recovery. It is John Denny who sent it back to Fields. Snapped the punt, went down and covered it up. He's already been on 1 tackle earlier in this game. The other punt. And Burse was fighting for extra yardage. And there you see the ball is out. The knee's nowhere close to being down.
Well, everybody's so good at it. That's Williams, the running back.
So the rookie looked like he was going to be down about 4 yards forward of that, and then slipped out of a tackle and retreated, and on the second contact and collision, he coughed it up. Another Miami drive will start on the Denver side of the field. Denny, the longtime Dolphin, coming down the field and making the recovery. Set up now with the Broncos 12. Over to Landry, almost picked off. Would have been clear sailing for Chris Harris. But wait a minute, did they say that he's making sure they called that an incomplete pass and not a fumble?
Side judge said the football went forward. Jeff Triplett didn't rule it incomplete.
No, he
because
didn't.
He was not sure. Can you challenge this? Yes. Well, the football did go forward.
Yeah, there's no question that was going forward. But you're right, Triplett initially did not say incomplete, so Harris turned around and looked, said, maybe I should run this one out.
Well, you can tell the football was definitely going to go forward. Boy, defenses are getting Denver's defense. John Fox wanted to know if he should challenge it. Well, that's if they're listening, I'd say absolutely no way.
2nd and 10. Ward immediately in on the hit, incomplete. Knocks it out of the hands of Damian Williams. Tracy, let's go down to you.
Guys, you see Aqib Talib still on the sideline. It is that hamstring, that left hamstring that he injured in the first half. He is officially listed as questionable.
Jim, you go in at halftime, sit around. It's just going to get tighter and tighter. That's probably what happened to Aqib Talib. 3rd down, they're in field goal range. What you do here, I would think you play pass coverage.
Timeout called by the Broncos. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and a big 3rd down snap on the way for the Dolphins.
The only reason I think in this situation you get aggressive on the defensive side just to make sure they don't get the touchdown or a first down. But I think if the Broncos do blitz, I think that's extremely risky in this situation.
And what was the reason for the Denver timeout? They were short-handed out there. They had only 10 men on the field.
4 crossed, 4 more, and there's 2. That's 10. Those are mistakes that you just can't make any time in this league anymore. Timeouts in the second half, so valuable.
And Burse, who's hoping that his mistake only cost his team 3. can pick up at first at the 2. The 3rd and 10 snap. Pass deflected and picked off. Miller had it for a moment. Ball is free and it's recovered by the Dolphins. Plus a flag to boot. Pouncey ends up with the pigskin.
Oh, there's a flag down near the goal line. There was nobody open. Tannehill was throwing. Yeah, that football was going into double coverage.
Prior to the interception, holding on the defense. The 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down.
The automatic first down off the defensive hold on a 3rd and 10. Never cited the culprit.
Let's watch right there. See if there's some holding contact down the field. There it is against T.J. Ward. That's where Tannehill was going to throw the football also. So the arms went out. The grab.
And now a 1st and goal to go for Miami. Miller, the running back.
Running formation.
3 receivers to the right. It's Miller. Held to 2.
Terrence Knighton. I'll tell you what, Jim. Terrence Knighton, Sylvester Williams, Malik Jackson, Mitch Unrein today inside. These guys never take a week off. They never have a down week. But every time you watch them, you go, well, there they are again. They just make plays. They're very good against the inside run. That allows Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, more chances to go at the quarterback.
2nd and goal, just outside the 5. Tannehill, Landry, touchdown, Miami.
Terrific catch. If the Dolphins do win this game today, the wide receivers have made tough, contested catches. On the outside, the slant, it's up high. He just rips it out of the air, protects himself. Look at that.
And the rookie is in the end zone yet again. He had a touchdown in the Dolphins' last game against the Bills. That's his 4th of the season. And what a sequence of events that was for Denver. The missed field goal, the ball punt, the defensive hold call, and then finally the Miami touchdown, cashing in off the burst fumble. Tannehill with 2 touchdown passes on the game, plus he's rushed for another. Well, Ryan Tannehill's having another good afternoon of it. Tannehill actually once attended the Manning Passing Academy, going into his senior year at Texas A&M.
Well, since the first quarter, look at that. Denver piling up the yards. A couple of long drives.
Stepping up for this Bolden. Patient for a moment, and Sturgis knocks him out. Nice return, though. And Vladimir, the rookie, helped spring him for a 40-yard run back.
Well, 2 QBs, the numbers do not lie in this case. They have both been razor sharp. Decision making has been outstanding. Accurate with the football. Peyton's always hot. Ryan Tannehill going on quite a streak here of good quarterback play.
Jared Odrick was injured earlier in this game. He's on that defensive front for Miami as Thomas comes over to get it. But he's covered up quickly. Good play by Taylor that time. The SEC on CBS heats up your holiday with Friday, the Razorbacks tangling with the Tigers, and on Saturday, the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Starting with Inside College Football and College Football Today.
Jamar Taylor made a nice tackle. One of their pet plays they use all the time. Inside screen, only gets 2 yards.
And there's Anderson. Nice piece of running that time, and he's got the first down. Gain of 9, and he's moving in on 100. 96 now on the game for C.J. Anderson.
Right side double team that time by Vasquez and Ramirez, and boy, did they get it done. The one thing this offensive line has done all year long, they're double team blocking. When two guys hit one, just run behind him and you'll pick up 4 or 5 yards.
You had just talked about Jamar Taylor making a nice tackle on the previous play. This time he is shaken up, and this is already a thin secondary without Cortland Finnegan. Koamisi also was hurt on that play. He walked to the sideline.
Down at the bottom of the screen, 22 is Jamar Taylor. Ooh. I don't know which arm hurt. The left. He had his left arm extended, then he landed.
He is in a lot of agony. The second-year player who was taken in the second round in last year's draft out of Boise State. Look at Lowell Rose, first-year man out of Tulsa, free agent. Walks onto the field to take on Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Peyton's going to strike. They're going to strike wrong, and it's incomplete. That was Grimes defending on Sanders.
Beautiful throw that time by Manning. Welker in the slot's going to be open too, going down the middle, but he goes for the home run ball. Little contact. That was just enough to keep Sanders from catching it. A little contact about 5 yards before he reached out. Kind of threw him off balance, and I think that's one of the reasons why he couldn't pull it in.
Jason Trusnick's come in for Misi, and again, Rose stays on the field.
Well, he's got to be nervous.
He's guarding his Rose. Demarius Thomas is running play. Anderson with a nice block. He broke a Rose tackle and he picks up 8. He's over 100. It's only the third 100-yard performance of the season by a Bronco. Ronnie Hillman had the other 2.
Now look who's blocking first. Virgil Green. That's the guy that's really had a great day blocking. Look how many yards, we've said it, he gets after people grab him. And he falls forward for an extra yard or 2 every time.
You wonder if Peyton, when he's going to try to go after Rose, particularly that matchup against Demarius Thomas in place here again, bottom of the screen, 3rd and 2. Rolling out, looking around again. He's got it this time. Sanders, and he's overthrown. Would have been a touchdown.
I think they're going to go for it on 4th down, but that was a nice play. The Dolphins diagnosed what they were doing, but if you cover them underneath, Peyton Manning sees Sanders deep. He knew he had it. Sometimes the football comes out of your hand so clean it goes long, but they're going for it on 4th. I think this is a decision. I would do it too if I was John Fox. They did this last week against the Rams. It did not work in their favor. They're going to blitz them.
4th and 2. They run for it. Anderson's got it inside the 30. Slips through a tackle, and Rose then takes him down at the 21. Orlando Franklin, boy, he got a lot of heat this week. Watch the block he throws here, 74. And that's the last play of the 3rd quarter, 28-17, Miami. Would be a great 4th quarter ahead. Denver enters this final stanza down 11. Taylor being taken to the locker room. Miami undermanned in the secondary. Misi is back out after sitting out a few plays. Denver driving to start the 4th. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson. Peyton rolling in, lobbing in, and again, Sanders had separation. There is a flag down. Fox has his arms in the air. Working the official, working Jeff Triplett.
Quarterback is out of the pocket. There is no illegal contact.
Well, that was some job by Sanders. Just rotated out there as soon as he saw Peyton Manning break the pocket and go deep. And Wilson grabbed him. That's why the flag came down. Little hook. Oh, that was a planned play. Man, that is some nice design and execution. That was going to be a walk-in touchdown.
2nd and 10. Thomas, nice catch. Nice move. Down to the 4. Reached down and grabbed it and managed to weave his way through the secondary.
First time all day they made that quick throw, really worked to the outside. And there's where you have to worry about Demaryius Thomas. He cuts inside and just gashes the middle of the defense. Seen him do that many times in games. You keep giving him chances to those quick throws, he's going to make some people miss, pick up yards.
1st and goal. And back to Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. His 3rd of the game.
Really well done. Nobody to help Grimes on the outside. He's playing outside technique. The linebackers come up. Nobody there. Beautiful execution once again. And now they're going to go for 2 to make this a field goal game.
Try to make it a field goal game, and you're always...
I would not do it.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
No. 28-23. Now a field goal just by the Dolphins makes them have to score and get 2 points. So I think this is a risky decision.
You think it's too early?
Yes. Well, they always say don't chase them. I think this is a little chase them, but they have a lot of plays to run down in this part of the field.
They get Sanders into the backfield. They fake to Anderson, get back to Sanders, and they got the 2. Boy, did that work.
Yeah.
It's a 3-point game, a minute into the 4th. 28-25 Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new LG G3, the world's first smartphone with laser autofocus. And by Outback Steakhouse. Outback, no rules, just right.
A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And just like that, Denver cuts the lead to a field goal.
Wow, look at those numbers.
3 touchdowns today for Demaryius.
8 in the last 8.
And the touchback. And we'll see Tannehill and the Dolphins come out here. 14 minutes to go in the game. There's the touchdown. And then Sanders got in the act with a 2-point catch. During that break, Demaryius Thomas was on the trainer's table getting his right ankle stretched out a little bit. And here comes Miami. First down play. A carry by Miller for 3. How about the offensive line now without Jawan James? He has not returned. They've got Fox in there taking his place.
Yeah,
we talked a lot about Thomas on the right side coming into this game. Has not given up a sack to Miller today.
Well, he's had a good job today. He's been, I think, very good in the run game. And you said it, giving Tannehill enough time to throw the ball down the field.
Tannehill's been sacked once this afternoon. 2nd and 7. Fires it. Gets it. For the first down, it's Gibson with the catch in front of Moore.
Well, that's another one. I'll tell you, these receivers said it earlier. Gibson, number 10, going down the field. Watch Raheem Moore come and just snatches the football out of the air. Great technique. Left hand on top, keep it away from the body, pull it in.
Gibson, who had a touchdown grab in the last game against the Bills. 5 catches today after coming in with 13 on the season. Talib appears not going to be seeing any more action today. Still out with the hamstring as Miller is tripped up and slips and falls at the 32. That was Marshall who got a hand on him. Leads to a 3-yard loss.
Brandon Marshall, we talked about him with John Fox. What a job he's done coming in this year. Just making so many plays. And the quarterback of the defense right now. So that's a lot of pressure on him. And a couple of weeks when Danny Trevathan comes back in, he might just be able to just sit back and play and not worry about calling those signals.
Yeah, linebacking core without Trevathan and Nate Irving now out for the year. They've needed guys like Marshall to step up. And he has. 2nd and 13. Here comes Miller. Throws at the last minute. Pass incomplete. Sims unable to hold on to it. Ward came in after him.
Really good looking defense that time. They showed him a different look and they made a pick play so Von Miller could come in there untouched. Tannehill does a good job just getting rid of the football.
It was Miller beating Jason Fox as Miller's moving around a little bit and he went after the left tackle. Fox had only seen 16 snaps this season before getting called into duty here in the second half.
High alert while they're staying back. 3 pass rushers in there. Always be worried with that look.
Tannehill on third down. Gets the completion, but Denver is there to cover it up. Matthews well short of the first. Gain of 6. Miami will punt.
In this Denver defense, the numbers are good when you start looking at what they can do. But boy, they do a lot also. They give you so many looks. Hard to really prepare for what you're going to see. Here comes the blitz a little late. Dolphins all over it. But speed behind that blitz to make the tackle.
And it was Webster who made that tackle. Burse, who fumbled the last punt, is back deep. Fields.
Low kick.
Ryan is down at the line of scrimmage. Here's Burse. It's near the 20. It was a 61-yard punt.
Holding number 34 the offense. A 10-yard penalty at the end of the play. First down.
Called on Damian Williams, so they'll add the yardage and Denver will take over at the 30. Peyton and the Broncos now with some momentum. Have never led in this game. Denver has not lost at home this year. 5-0. In all 5 wins against teams with winning records. Indianapolis, Kansas City, Arizona, San Francisco, and San Diego. They're taking on a 6-4 team right here.
Can Miami regroup? Because that last drive, they looked like they were in disarray. They have some injuries. They got to settle down.
And now throwing to start this series. Dump it off Anderson. Ships past the first hit. He got away from Shelby and gains 8. And you were saying, though, that Miami's defense looked completely out of sorts that last drive.
Yeah, they were confused a few times. People wide open.
Had just lost Taylor on that drive. Did not seem like they knew what they were doing.
That's right.
With the secondary adjustment.
And the other thing is the offensive line for the Broncos. Peyton Manning getting great protection because they're running it. That helps. But this offensive line took up the challenge. And they definitely answered it so far.
2nd and 2. Westbrook and Anderson. And he's near the marker.
That was the story, right, Jim, this week? All the line, getting just shredded by some of their ex-Broncos and everybody in the papers, everybody talking about it. And if you want to make a group angry, like offensive linemen, I'll tell you what. A lot of pride on the line, and they have come out and taken care of it.
Wake is sitting out the start of this series. They're shifting around that personnel on the defensive front. 3rd and 1. And that draws the flag. It's going to be a first down with an infraction against Miami.
I don't think he went across the line of scrimmage.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 94, the defense. A 5-yard penalty. Result for a first down.
Let's see if he goes across. He did not. I thought he did it on purpose, but it wasn't on purpose, but he did not cross the line of scrimmage. The other helmet might have touched that neutral zone.
Gives Denver a first down near the 45. An easy way to get out of a 3rd and 1.
Absolutely.
Play action. Down the middle. Has the connection with Sanders. And he's hobbling.
Trying to go deep. Demaryius Thomas on a double move. If he's not open, here comes the deep crosser. Boy, good job by Delmas reacting, coming up. And good job by Sanders holding on to that football.
Yeah, gains 19. That was not an easy ball to hold on to, and he's trying to stretch out the lower back off of his 7th catch for 96 yards.
Everything that they're doing on offense is working right now against this Dolphins defense.
From the Miami 36, Anderson gives back one, maybe two. We've got an update. James Brown will deliver it from our studios in New York.
Hey, Jim, Rams aren't folding.
Con Hills finds Stephen Belly for the 5-yard touchdown score, narrowing the gap. San Diego up 27-24.
2:04 left in regulation, Jim Nance.
All right, well, this team right here, thank you guys. You know all about St. Louis having lost to them last week, 22-7. 2nd and 11. Anderson, look at him driving. We got a flag down.
Holding, number 74, the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Called on Franklin. And just a reminder that a week from Thursday, back on the NFL Network with the Cowboys and the Bears from Soldier Field. We'll be there for Thursday Night Football, Dallas and Chicago. December 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern, live NFL Network.
Boy, look at Orlando Franklin, his reaction to this hold. He's very upset. Can't believe it. You know, it's an emotional week for him. Being called out, everybody talking about him. We talk about offensive linemen when they don't do well or they get penalties. Today, he's been outstanding.
2nd and 19, a spot foul. Pass is caught. As Sanders had to sit out only a play, and he's back in making another contribution. 3rd and 2 coming up. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, Jim. You mentioned this Miami defense, and now without Jamar Taylor, he was in excruciating pain as trainers were trying to maneuver his shoulder. It looked as though they were trying to pop it back in. They took him into the locker room. He is officially out for this game.
All right, Tracy, big play here because it's 3rd and 2. You're down 3, and you don't have a reliable kicker at the moment.
They haven't picked on Rose, the new corner, yet. Here it comes.
And Sanders, with a flag down, has the catch. That was Akins.
Akins that time.
Yeah, it was Walt Akins defending. The catch was good for 13.
Pass interference, defense, number 35. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a 1st down.
Calling it tight today. Does grab him and pulls. Got the jersey, so that was a good shot.
And Miami having to go really deep into the lineup here in its secondary. Akins, Lowell Rose, Finnegan out, inactive for the game with the ankle. Peyton's hit his last 6 passes.
Yep, tough to blitz when you can't trust the pass coverage.
Manning flips it over to Anderson. Shakes a tackle and steps near a 1st down inside the 10.
Just a big key to this game. Everything. Doesn't it seem like it, Jim? They're not bringing them down with first contact. So it's changing all the scenarios and situations for the Denver offense.
Entered this quarter down 11. And now with a chance inside the 10, 2nd and 1. Trying to drive to take the lead for the 1st time.
Seems like the Broncos, and they have been on the field so much. Dolphins defense
Miami.
has to be tired.
A Miami timeout. Their first.
I think they're mad because Denver substituted. They said, well, you didn't give us enough time to figure out what we were going to do on the defensive side. But I saw them hold them up, didn't you? They were trying to give the Miami Dolphins time to make their substitutions, which is the rule.
Yes, they did. We got 2nd and 1. Ball's going to be snapped near the 6. Gives Peyton even a whole assortment of opportunities here to try something without necessarily having to go to Anderson on the ground. But he's going to do that anyway. Anderson has the 1st down. 1st and goal to go for the Broncos from the 3. Oh, and there's the flag. You wondered how many whistles would it take before everyone would break off, and let's see what they do. This comes on the back end of a play in which Anderson had him set up first and goal from about the 3.
After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 66 of the offense. The runner made the line to gain. It will be first down and 10 for the offense.
So it's called on Manny Ramirez. Look at Peyton in the background.
Peyton trying to get the crowd quieted down. I'm watching 66. It's hard to see him.
And as pointed out by Triplett, this is going to be a 1st and 10 situation back at the 19. Up and over, and Sanders is going to draw the flag. He's going to get the Broncos that much closer, as Jimmy Wilson's going to be flagged for that, to hold. Wilson, this will be his 3rd penalty of the game.
Prior to the pass, you can use the hands to the face, number 27 of the defense. The 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All-out blitz, nobody in the middle of the field. So Sanders going down the middle against Wilson. 27 inside. Boy, it happened quick. He must have grabbed it because, yeah, there Sanders says it. That was a good changeup by the Dolphins.
First down now for the Broncos from the 14. Over to Demarius. Starting with a 3-touchdown game, and he's down near the 10 as we approach 5.5 to play.
Well, they had cut down throwing some of these quick passes to Demaryius Thomas. And they don't like to do it too much because of the contact and defensive backs flying up in there. But today, they need this victory. All hands on deck, and they're throwing it to Demaryius as much as they can.
2nd and 6, a drive that's taken almost 6 minutes. Again, Broncos looking for their first lead of the game. They're going to run. Anderson is across for the touchdown. Running behind Orlando Franklin.
How about that? You could hear the contact on Franklin's block as he pulled around and made the hit. And look at him in the end zone. He is one fired up guy, and I don't blame him. 74, watch him coming around. It's Jelani Jenkins. And Anderson has just been spectacular all day long. Boy.
Just his 2nd career start. C.J. Anderson. Ignored by everyone on draft day a year ago out of Cal. McManus adds the extra point. And the Broncos' 2nd touchdown of the quarter. 15 unanswered points. Well, just listening to the hit here. Franklin on the block to spring Anderson to the end zone.
He's saying, hey, how do you like me now? What a job by Orlando Franklin today. And the whole offensive line, they have been tough.
McManus, a good boot that time. They have out-yardaged Miami 204 to 37 in the 2nd half. Now we'll see what Tannehill can do with 5 minutes to play. And there's a look at how dominant Denver has been in the 2nd half. Look at the yardage totals.
Well, you can't abandon the run just because you're down in 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Tannehill hands it off. And that's Miller for 6, maybe 7. Week 12 continues tonight with Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants. That's on NBC. Tomorrow on ESPN, the Ravens and the Saints. And just remind everybody that also tomorrow, the Jets and the Bills will be playing from Ford Field in Detroit. Check your local listings. Those will go to the local markets.
We're going to be in town. Should we go call it?
I know you're going to be there. No, we're going to let Spiro.
Oh, okay, we'll let them do it. Okay.
Yeah, do the game. Salmon. There's Landry for the first down. I know you'd like to.
No,
you're going to go watch it, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some work done so we can enjoy it. And Spiro and Solomon, let them do it, and I know they'll do a great job. But this, you look at this drive, that first down, I'm watching that clock closely because you got to make a decision somewhere. If you get another first down, then you're in 4-down territory because the Miami Dolphins defense, you cannot think they're going to stop Peyton Manning and get a 3 and out.
First down, Tannehill. Pass in the air, intercepted. Deflected into the hands of Ward. T.J. Ward gets around home line. Inside the 20. And pushed out by Tannehill. It bounced off the hands of Landry. And Ward with the pick.
It was tipped as he threw it over the line of scrimmage. Watch him throw. Does Knighton get a hand on this? Well, I couldn't tell that time, but it was kicked up in the air anyway. Coverage was tight. T.J. Ward, haven't had a chance to mention his name, but he's made a couple really big plays on the defensive side today.
You're right. Watch Harris here, how tightly covered he had Landry. And it bounced off Landry's fingertips right into the arms of Ward. And now Denver is set up at the 8-yard line.
Oh, it skipped his shoulder pad, but I don't know if that threw it. It was thrown kind of hard, so Landry, covered tightly, couldn't get his hands up to catch it. Well, now, knowing the score, you got to change your defense here if you're Kevin Coyle. You're shorthanded. It's rough. If you got a blitz or two that you have not called today, now you bring it out.
Yep, you've got to hold them to a field goal.
And the biggest problem really for the Miami Dolphin defense, they have put zero pressure on Peyton Manning except for maybe the first and second drive of the game. Cameron Wake is not in there again.
Up top, Manning, Walker, and the former Dolphin is down to the 2. Look at John Fox come over here. John Fox actually coached TJ's father, Terrell, at San Diego State back in the early 80s. Timeout called by Miami. Well, the early headlines. How about the Cleveland Browns? Mike Pettin and the Browns win it on a field goal by Cundon to end the game. Now 7-4. The Patriots keep on rolling. Wright had a couple of touchdown grabs. Brady sharp again. And T.Y. Hilton, his wife, gave birth to a little baby this morning, and he cradled that football symbolically as the Colts advanced to 7-4 with the win over Jacksonville. Look at the AFC playoff picture. You got New England having already defeated all the other division leaders.
Yep.
And it almost felt like to me that we were there for Denver at New England as we now reset. But the Broncos have been still staggered up till about midway of this game.
I think that's a good point. I think you're right.
Second and goal and rolling out. Flipping it over to Walker for the touchdown.
Haven't seen that rollout for a few weeks. They do it a lot of different ways. It just takes away all the pass rush. And Wes Welker, well, that's just a good fake. You see the little skip he gave to Wilson? Peyton Manning on the run. What a nice throw, right on target.
Second touchdown catch of the season for Welker. You know how you talked about Peyton coming back from games after a loss, averaging right on the number, 4 touchdown passes, winning every time on all 7 occasions after a loss.
370 yards in those games. Well, today 257, but
got the 4 touchdowns.
28 of 35. This game, this could be a turning point. The Broncos, the offensive line, it got physical.
Extra point, dead center. Set up by this. Ward with the interception. Welker with the touchdown. Those have put up 22 points in this quarter. And we were beginning to talk about how there were maybe these lingering effects for this entire roster after losing at Gillette Stadium so decisively. I really sense that even though they had sandwiched in between the 2 losses a win with 50-plus points at Oakland, but they didn't seem themselves until the second half of this game. They went back to the team we saw going into New England until the last 2 quarters here today.
No doubt. They lost a little bit of their mojo. They didn't even play well in that big high-scoring game, I thought, against the Raiders. But here's the key, and they learned it today, and I promise you it won't change the rest of the year. They came out and established the fact that we're physical. They ran the football, and your offensive line determines what your team is. When it's tough, you have a tough team. And today, this Denver offensive line, absolutely outstanding. And give C.J. Anderson some credit to go along with that offensive line.
They've run for 175 yards. The Broncos, that says it all. Pressure in on Tannehill, whose pass is complete. Pass goes to Hartline. Miller again almost got to his former Aggie teammate, but unable to drag him down. Gain of 21.
Don't forget, you know, when you get in situations like this, if you don't like it, if you get in field goal range, you kick it because you need 2 scores.
Underneath the middle, and he's got 8.
Dolphins still have 2 timeouts. Boy, obvious passing situations. Still time to throw it for Tannehill.
With 2:18 to play. Gets it away. And gets it over to Wallace for a first down. Just remember, next Sunday is a doubleheader day on CBS, and a lot of people are already billing this. Who knows, maybe the Super Bowl preview, as we'll have the Patriots at Lambeau Field, Brady and Rodgers. It all begins with the NFL Day next Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Can't wait to get to Green Bay. Got to go to Detroit first for Thanksgiving, but that's going to be some matchup next weekend. The way the Packers and the Patriots are coming into that game on such hot streaks.
Hot streaks by the teams and the quarterbacks.
On fire. Tannehill. Wolf chasing after him. Unloads it over to Sims.
We talk about that Denver offensive line. Let's give a little credit to what this Miami offensive line has done today. You know, Dallas Thomas, so much talk about him. He's having a good job. And how about Jason Fox? Comes off the bench, goes to left tackle. Hey, don't worry about it, Jason. You only got to worry about DeMarcus Ware over there. So far, excellent job by him.
Tannehill 4 out of 4 on this drive. Desperation time. He's hit 4 different receivers. Through the hands of Matthews.
Get a good break, 2:01.
An extra play.
Tremendous anticipation by Tannehill. He's looking at the coverage, but the throw looked to be on target. Well, once again, Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, Ryan Tannehill really controlling the football, just on target with every throw.
Wallace on the sideline on a knee. Thomas stirring the crowd here. 3rd and 7. And it's Landry short of the first as we reach the 2-minute warning. First snap out of the break will be a 4th down play. Well, Miami still has a chance, but 4th and 2, this is it. And down 2 scores, 1:55 to play, and a couple of timeouts.
Yeah, what you do, Ryan Tannehill got to know the situation. I know he does, but if it's not there, don't forget you can run for the first down.
I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the 49ers beat the Redskins. Miami on 4th down, able to keep on moving as Landry takes a couple of hits and the rookie holds on. Got a flag down.
There'll be a personal foul against Malik Jackson.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 97 of the defense. Piling on.
Malik Jackson
15 yards added in and play,
when
first
the football
down.
is slowing down the field. He'll hustle and try to get that extra hit in, and there's the defender. He's down, he falls on top of him. That's a good call.
And Landry limped to the sideline off of his 6th catch, including a touchdown. For those of you just joining us, we've got San Diego having just closed down St. Louis. 49ers winning. Miami led by 11 coming into the 4th. 22 unanswered by Denver. Here's Tannehill going to the end zone and incomplete. Headed in the direction of Wallace. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and an investigation into the dangerous state of America's roads and bridges, followed by new episodes of Madam Secretary, The Good Wife, and CSI, only CBS. Quarterbacks in this game, they both played well. Tannehill's pick happened in this quarter off a deflected ball off the fingertips of his own man. Landry has come back in after sitting out a play. Sims stumbles in motion. Tannehill from the pocket goes to the end zone, and it's incomplete, but a flag is down.
Beautiful throw. Same throw he had at the end of the game last week, Jim, that he missed. That he was so upset about. Looked like the defender got there early, just watching it live.
It was Omar Bolden.
Pass interference, 31 in the defense. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball
because
placed at the
Talib
1
has
yard
missed most
line.
of this game
First
with a
down.
hamstring.
There's the move. Yep, he did get there early.
Sets the football up at the 1.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Arm around him. Not that that would be a penalty, but it's the fact that he leaned on him and gave the receiver no chance to catch the football.
So a 20-yard penalty against Bolden. And inside of 2 minutes, it's a booth review. They want to make sure that ball wasn't caught, is what I believe Triplett's doing. Rashard Matthews was the receiver, and also might be checking to see if the ball was tipped.
Nope, never was. Didn't see it. It's knocked down.
Okay.
The ball's knocked down.
Definitely not caught
by Bolden, who creates the foul.
So Triplett's under the hood.
You can review if the football is tipped. Didn't see anything in that replay to let me think that at the line of scrimmage or the defensive back tipped it before the foul occurred in the end zone.
You know, this was starting to feel like game over after Miami scored 2 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes, the last being the pass to Wes Welker, and now all of a sudden they've gone 79 yards down the field. Here's
After
Triplett
review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, you're right. They were reviewing whether or not the ball had been tipped. If there had, in fact, been a deflection or a tip, it would have
been no penalty.
No penalty at all. It would have picked up the flag.
Just don't forget to, I know they're ready, 11 points down.
Philbin running all the way down to the in-line, goal line. Talks to the side judge. 1:37 to go, 1st and goal.
He's still down there.
whistle dead. That was Deion
Timeout.
Jordan, who was
Denver.
lined up
Their second.
on offense.
30-second timeout.
Yes, the former first-round pick defenseman who has been a disappointment, but he lines up on offense there, Phil. It has his chance negated by the whistle.
He's down here. That's why they call timeout. But they got time. Look at everybody calling it in here. So way before the football was snapped. But I thought we might see him today in some formations and using. He's so big, and I think they're finding out, hey, he's got a lot of talent. Wouldn't surprise me in the future to see him take a few steps from the tight end position.
He's got to find some ways for that talent to come out and make a difference. There's Philbin still patrolling the sideline. First and goal. Empty backfield. Tannehill's pass. Touchdown. Landry. His second of the game.
Great design. The fake sweep. Widen the defense, and all you need is a little window, and Tannehill fires it in. See the defense widen. Von Miller.
Look at Philbin.
He's been down there for, I've said it, quite a while. Here's a two-point conversion.
He let Jeff Bergman know right away, the line judge. Two fingers in the air, but here we go. Dolphins trying to get it back within 3. Tannehill the time, and that's going to draw another flag as Hartline was knocked to the ground. Had Moore in the area, along with Ward.
Pass interference, defense, number 43. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Redo the try.
Hold on TJ Ward. There have been 3 penalties on the Denver defense on this drive. A couple of big ones. Oh, yeah, no question about that.
Man.
Had the Malik Jackson penalty, the Bolden penalty that set him up at the 1, and now another crack at the 2. Thomas. Ball came out, but he had crossed the plane, and the signal is Miami got the 2. That's the ruling on the field.
Inside, Darren Collins, the center. He's the guard. Oh, yeah, he's way over. That is a great job by Thomas. But Samson Satelli, good push on the inside. That's the toughest part of this Broncos defense. When you can move it or stalemate it inside, you've done a good job.
Thomas, who had the game's first touchdown on the game's opening drive. Miami went right down the field 80 yards, and Thomas found the end zone. Hasn't been used much in between, but comes in and brings the Dolphins within 3. And remember, Miami has 1 timeout as we anticipate this onside kick. 1:34 to go. We'll see if Denver's able to recover it. That would end it. For those of you who are expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. A shootout between the Dolphins and the Broncos. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Lance Barrow, Mike Arnold, and our entire fabulous crew here at the Mile High City. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following the game, except on the West Coast.
You know, we had the advantage last Wednesday. Remember, we went to see the Dolphins practice, and they were trying some onside kicks, and you can see right there, they got both guys out there. They got the punter, Fields.
Will it be Sturgis or will it be Fields attacking the football?
Which way will it go?
It's Sturgis, and it goes to his right. And it's recovered right away by C.J. Anderson.
Pretty clever what they did. You thought it was going to the kicking team's left. He turns it around and goes to the right side. Oh my gosh, look at that.
How about C.J. Anderson today? 167 total yards, including the recovery that will close it out. Look at that move.
My back is hurting me right now.
It reminded me of a kick long ago. from my youth. Tony Fritsch did that for the
Tony
Cowboys
Fritsch.
in a playoff game against San Francisco and pulled it off. The Cowboys won a game out in San Francisco in the old Landry era, 1972.
Well, you try to catch them off guard. Of course, they're going to kneel on it here.
Well, they don't kneel on it. Anderson, and he's got 2 more added to his total, putting him now at 141. Just one timeout for Miami, and they use it now.
Well, you know, I saw a game like this watching Notre Dame and Northwestern. Instead of kneeling on it, they ran a play, they fumbled, and Northwestern came back and won the game. Tied it up and won in overtime.
Again, here's the lineup tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, and then all new Madam Secretary, the Good Wife, and CSI. Miami cannot stop the clock with 90 seconds to go.
Well, maybe they wanted to get a few seconds off the clock. Now Peyton Manning could take the snap and drop back to do it. So there is a couple seconds of downtime there. That's why they ran it. So I was a little too quick with my assessment.
20!
Anderson breaking free inside the 30. Smartly just falls at the 16. Game over.
Well, that'll definitely end it.
26 yards for C.J. Anderson.
Well, you know, really, it's well earned by C.J. Anderson and his offensive line. Look at Orlando Franklin still hustling down the field.
You know, they honored Champ Bailey this week. He signed a contract, a one-day contract, retired as a decorated Bronco, and he was particularly close to C.J. They both were injured last year and spent weeks and even months training together. Told him this week when he came here for the celebration and the news conference how proud he was of Anderson. And C.J. told us, you know, I'm special with the ball in my hands.
I believe
I'll tell you
it.
what, he's proven it. Let's update the playoff picture on the AFC side. The Broncos at 8-3 now. Miami's going to fall back to 6-5.
C.J. Anderson gives this offense what it needs. A power runner who can protect Peyton Manning. It's a nice blend to go along with their passing game.
Now they go on to Kansas City. There's Denver.
Yep, big challenge there in a night game next week.
I'll tell you what, they may look back at that 4th and 2 late in the 3rd quarter when they went for it down 11. And Anderson picked it up as a play that may have gotten them back on track for the remainder of the season. Look at all the teams in the hunt. And Miami falls back to 6-5. And that right now is currently 10th position in the AFC. This is a huge play in this game.
Oh, look who makes the big block again. Orlando Franklin. Of course, Virgil Green, we said it, had an awesome day blocking from the tight end position.
Picked up 20 yards on a 4th and 2. And there are the old Aggie teammates meeting in the end, Miller and Tannehill. There's the lineup tonight on CBS 60 Minutes. Madam Secretary, the Good Wife, and CSI. This was a fun afternoon.
Great game, a lot of fun, a lot of plays on both sides, and
we're heading to Detroit. We'll see you folks on Thanksgiving Day. For Phil and Tracy, Jim Nance saying so long from Denver. You've been watching the NFL on